This video will cover how to use the college-wide rubric to assess information literacy. In this general education goal, we are assessing students' ability to locate, evaluate, integrate, and credit information effectively. For this goal, we have divided the rubric into 4 competencies: ability to locate sources relevant to the topic, select quality sources for the research need, integrate sources to support purpose, and cite information appropriate to discipline requirements. Based on the instructions that were emailed to you, you will select an assignment and assess student samples, we call them artifacts, using the rubric discussed in the previous slide. Some examples of assignments could be research papers, annotated bibliographies, and presentations where students are asked to find relevant and credible sources and cite them. You will select one assignment to score, and use that same assignment to score all the students you were assigned for that section. However, if you have multiple sections of the same class, you may use different assignments for each section. The next few slides provide an example of how to use the rubric to assess a student artifact. For this assignment, students were asked to cite their primary text, one source from the text bibliography, as well as 3 to 6 additional credible sources. This student located the correct number of sources, and they were also on topic, so we gave the student a 2, which is proficient, since the student met the criteria for locating but did not exceed it. The second competency is evaluating, and for this we assign the student a 1. All of the sources are from commercial websites, some of which have a strong bias. For example, the Bernie Sanders website would have strong political leanings. Other sites may be providing information, but they are aiming to link you to a financial advisor or other commercial interests. The challenge of using these types of sources is often the statistics they provide cannot be verified. The third competency is integrate, for which we gave the student a 2. While the student did integrate some of the sources, there are also examples such as this quote on page 1, where the student essentially uses the quote in lieu of their own sentence. The fourth competency is credit, for which the student received a 2. We hover between a 2 and a 3 on this one because the sources are well cited, with only 1 or 2 minor errors. However, there are some examples of text which could have used an in-text citation, but one was not provided. For example, on page 1, if they are making the claim that the student debt crisis is high in the United States compared to other countries, that should be backed up with research. Here's the completed rubric with the scores highlighted. This student was mostly established, while there is room for improvement in the evaluation criteria. When you've completed the rubrics for your artifacts, enter the scores for each student in the survey that was emailed to you. At the end of the survey, either describe the assignment or email a copy to assessment@haack.edu. Please note you do not have to submit the actual student artifacts. Please commit the survey by the end of the semester, the same day that grades are due. You can submit scores anytime up to the deadline. Additionally, you will see a question asking if this assignment also requires critical thinking. If you have an assignment that asks students to evaluate sources, then it would also meet the goal of critical thinking. If you have any further questions on this assessment process, please contact Allison Valentine or Kathleen Heidecker via email. Thank you for your continued participation in assessing student learning at HAAC.